From the outside, the Carlton Tavern looks as though it stood for a century, with its elegant tiled signage and metal wired windows. But appearances can be deceptive.
That's dangerous, mate.
The building, which had stood since 1921, was pulled down by its owner in 2015, with the aim of building an expensive block of flats. But angered locals in this part of London petitioned the local council, who forced the owner to rebuild the pub brick by brick. The tale of this tavern provides lessons to be learnt for those wanting Dudley's crooked house to rise from the rubble.
This room, out of all the rooms, has got more of the original parts from the rubble that they pulled out. So this is the original bar that they managed to salvage from the rubble. So you can see a lot of the detail where they've pulled chunks of it from the brickwork. Up here on the plinth, you can see where the damaged wood is. They've salvaged parts of this, so they've rebuilt some parts, added some parts that they've found in the wreckage of it all. So if we come into the dining room, these arches in the woodwork, they were working on stock photos, and they just didn't think they were arched enough. So there's like a little bit of detail that they kept having to go back to create a bit more of an arch within that framework.
Where do you even begin to rebuild this pub?
We always wanted to make it feel like a real pub again. I mean, we love pubs, so it's always about making it feel like a real pub. So our furniture is really sympathetic to 1920s style pubs, our lighting. So we considered that when we put all of the plan together for the refurb. Getting the bricks and building the idea of what the pub was and hopefully could be is one thing, but getting it operational and serving again to the public and open the doors again is another whole journey. We was on our hands and knees doing this floor, we painted the walls, again covered favour with all of our friends and family members.
What would you say to the campaigners who are camped out trying to protect the crooked house?
Yeah, like I said, just keep making that noise, keep pushing for it. If they want it, if the noise doesn't go away, someone's going to have to deal with that noise. As soon as something like this does happen, as I've said before, people realise that the power of the pub in the community is vast, and people know the buildings, they've been around them for all their lives, especially if it's small neighbourhoods, small communities. These buildings have always stood the test of time.
One of the lessons we learned here was it doesn't all need to be precise and exact. We haven't traded it exactly as it used to be traded, and it doesn't look exact. It looks pretty much like it did, but it's not all perfectly exact, and that's fine. I think it's more about the heart of the pub, the spirit of the pub, kind of coming back to life and doing something for the future, which hopefully the Crooked House can do.
In Dudley, parts of the Crooked House have been locked away, secured by the council, ready for a possible rebuild. But with legal proceedings ongoing, any return, like the Carlton Tavern, would be years away. Lewis Warner, ITV News.